Y'all, hello, and welcome to Late Night with Bridget and Holly, and I'm your host, Holly.
And I'm your host, Bridget.
And y'all, don't forget, if you've not yet subscribed to our YouTube channel, make sure you hit the subscribe button and hit the notification button so you can know every Tuesday, every Friday at 11 p.m. when we drop our new episodes. Also, don't forget, we're on any and every pretty much podcast you can think about. Listen to us on your way home, going to work, working out, cleaning the house. If you don't see us on your favorite podcast station, email us, Bridget, to make it happen. Tonight, y'all, the episode is called Catfish. Have you been a victim of catfish? Or have you ever catfished somebody yourself? But before we get started, Bridget, how has your Saturday been going with Mr. Ronnie being home for the weekend?
Good. I told him tonight. See, normally he gets home like Wednesday night, Thursday morning, but he didn't get home till Thursday evening. So it's like as soon as he got home, I had took Gage to Defy. I got home like 9 o'clock, and then so I didn't get to see him any Thursday night, and I only got to spend Friday and today with him, and I'm sad because he's leaving already.
Oh, so it's been a busy weekend for you and Mr. Ronnie, pretty much. My
Yeah.
weekend's been pretty busy. It was super busy today because Jason took the trash out, and that was just, whew, that was a lot. I mean,
I'm
it was
telling you.
busy, busy, busy.
I'm telling
Like,
you.
dang, and he put a bag in the trash can. I was like, damn, he is just completing my entire day. Nah,
That's Nookie. That's Nookie worthy.
right. Other than that, like, I went and did a little grocery shopping and got stuff to make homemade chili and hot dogs, and they wanted tater tots. And then my guy come over who fixes everything in my house I told you about. He's like family. And our um handles and nozzles had to be replaced in the shower. So got that going on. He'll be back tomorrow for that. But yeah, other than that, my day's kind of been pretty busy, and then had that little bit of allergic reaction with the allergies and stuff. But your girl's up and wide awake now.
Oh yeah. Well, tomorrow I'm super excited for.
Tomorrow is
Mm-hmm.
Sunday.
Mm-hmm.
Tomorrow is Sunday. Let me think. Let me think. Is it that fight with Mike Tyson and
No, that
no?
ain't that. So y'all, I wanted to do a podcast on y'all. Let us know if you want us to talk about Jake Paul and Mike Tyson. We didn't know if we had enough people interested in that because a lot of our audience is women, but I'm super excited for that. But no, that's not, and I think till May or June. But no, I'm excited because tomorrow for supper, I'm making pinto beans, cornbread, spam, and coleslaw. Mm-hmm.
Yep, she's supposed to be making me that. And I just ain't had a chance to get back up there yet. That's why she's rubbing it in. Because I
Mm-hmm.
really want to try it because it all sounds so good. I mean, I was born and raised in the South, and there's not many Southern dishes that I will eat, but I'll eat that.
Mm-hmm.
And the way she cooks it, she's like, oh, it's so mouthwatering and it's so delicious, and everybody loves it, and it's just so good. Well, damn it, I've had her Coca-Cola cake and her pot roast, so I know that's going to be just scrumptious too.
Well, see, now Ronnie doesn't like it and Tommy don't like it. So I asked Shelly, I said, do you want to come eat tomorrow? And she said, yeah. And Brittany don't like it, but Kyle said he wants to come. So we're
Oh,
going to see how that turns.
really?
Yeah, she don't like it. Mm-mm.
Oh yeah, you got to let me know how that goes. Let me
Yeah.
know how that goes tomorrow. I know y'all have a good time.
Oh, yeah.
Um, so y'all, we're gonna cover like some things on catfish. If you don't know what that means like let's just say you meet somebody online, okay? And y'all are texting and sending pictures back and forth. Well, what catfishing is somebody portraying to be somebody else that they're not. You could really
Mm-hmm.
be talking to a man and they're making themselves out to be a woman,
Mm-hmm.
or vice versa.
Mm-hmm.
You could be talking to somebody you think is your age and they're really 60 years old.
Mm-hmm.
That's catfishing. And what made me want to do a podcast on this is I watched a very, very good documentary on Netflix, and it is called The Girlfriend Who Didn't Exist. You can watch it on Netflix, and it's about Manti Louis Teo. He is an American college football linebacker, and he played for Notre Dame. Now, this is the craziest story, or one of the craziest stories that I have ever heard. So in 2012, after his game, he revealed that he had lost both his grandmother and his girlfriend, which is pronounced Lene Cuckoo. I don't know how you say her last name. Well, they had been dating probably about 2 or 3 years. They had never met. They had never FaceTimed. They just only talked on the phone. Every time he wanted to FaceTime, Lene would come up with something about, oh, there's something going on with my phone. Or if it did connect, he would say, well, I can't see you. It's a black screen. And she's like, oh, well, I don't know because I can see you. It's something to do with my phone. They never met. Now I get when you play football, you are very, very busy and you got a demanding schedule. But who the hell dates somebody, calls them their girlfriend, and says it's a serious relationship and you never physically meet and never see them physically? You
Hmm.
know, like on FaceTime in real live motion, where are the red flags and the bells that should be going off in your head? Well, in January 2013, Deadspin done some digging, and they reported
Who
that
did? Who did? Who did
uh,
some digging?
Deadspin, it's a magazine company.
Okay. Okay.
Yeah, and they reported that Lene was not real. So they thought that Teo was lying because he was really, really gay. And that was his way of covering up because what happened was Lene was not a girl. She now identifies as a transgender girl. She's always struggled with her sexuality, and things like that. And he knew at a young age that something was not right in his body, that he was more feminine. And the shenanigans just went on and on. And she even made the comment that I know it's selfish, but it made me happy. It's what I wanted to be my reality. And if
Okay.
you,
So wait. This Notre Dame football player, people started believing he was lying about really having a girlfriend, but he was
yeah,
being
because
catfished. Okay.
yeah, and it kind of it didn't really ruin his career. It ruined it a little bit because when they did when they did the college pickings and stuff, he was like really well known. He was who everybody wanted, and he was the last one to get picked. But Notre Dame picked him, even though they knew everything that was going on. Because in 2013, after that come out, him and his parents, they went to Notre Dame and said, "Hey, this is what's going on. You know, I've been hoaxed. People were making jokes about him." Like, I mean, some of the memes that people come up with was fucking brilliant because they were hilarious. I think
Trolls, man. They're good.
I'm just saying, like, it is a sad story,
Did you not
but
get us any
who?
memes? Did you not get us any memes to laugh at?
Oh no, I should have. I
Yeah,
should
you should
have. 'Cause
have.
I was rolling. Like, I feel sort of bad, but then I don't feel bad. And I mean, y'all, I'm not a big sports fan now. I will watch baseball with my husband because I watched it with my dad growing up, and I'm all about them home derbies and all that good stuff. And I can watch tennis here and there, but as far as anything else, I don't know shit about football. It's just a bunch of men just going hook and whatever. And basketball, I'm not big on, or hockey, but I I'm just flabbergasted because I met my husband on an app, on an app, and we met. Like, I wasn't like, oh, okay, I'm out into you and we're boyfriend and girlfriend. That's stuff that like you do when you're a kid, when you're 10 or 12 or 13. You're like, oh yeah, I'll be your boyfriend or I'll be your girlfriend, and y'all never see each other. You just talk on the telephone. That's what we did when we were little. But who dates somebody for that long and sits there and doesn't meet him? And then on top of it, so the girl could get out of it, she faked her death, that she died of leukemia. And then months go by and stuff, and then she
And
called him.
he thought he lost another girlfriend to death.
Yeah, he lost his grandma and the
The
girlfriend,
the original girlfriend.
the fake girlfriend,
Oh,
the one that catfished him.
Okay.
Yeah, they had been together for like 2, 3 years,
Okay,
but
so
they
see, when
had.
I thought when you started telling the story, he'd put out after one of his games that he lost his grandmother and his girlfriend, and that girl seen it, and that's why she started
Oh
catfishing
no,
him.
no, no! The girlfriend is the one who catfished them.
Okay,
Yeah, but nothing had
okay,
came out at that time
okay.
until Deadspin did their investigation and saw that it was not a real, that she didn't exist, because she went as far as taking this girl that she knew, her picture from her Facebook, and made another Facebook.
Mm.
So Mateo Teo sent her a friend's request, and that's how they started talking.
Well, I mean, I do believe catfishing exists, but I'm like
Oh,
you.
hands down.
I don't see how someone could fall victim to it that long. Could you fall
Yeah.
victim to it? Yes. But I'm like you. If I tell you let's FaceTime and every single time you make up an excuse, I'm going to start into thinking first of all, well maybe you're married and you're home on the weekend, or maybe you don't really look like you say you. Not that you're totally catfishing and you're
Right.
male versus female, but something's not right. And I'm going to start asking questions and I'm going to be my own investigator. But you've got some people, which it sounds like it's him, that's very trusting. And maybe he just
Right.
had so much on his plate with his sports and his career, he just took the word for it. But y'all, this just lets you know, don't take people's word for it. I taught my kids at a
Don't.
very very young age that you cannot always believe people who they say they are on the other end of the internet. You
Mm-hmm.
need proof. And even just because they're sending you pictures, and you may say people can you can Photoshop. You can Photoshop. So
Oh yeah.
you need to see live video, live pictures. But I did want to say, you had started out saying that we're doing this podcast because you had watched that documentary. But let's give Jason his props because he's the one that told you to watch the documentary so we could do this. So
Yes.
so so we always own Jason for not doing the trash. So let's give him his props for coming up with this podcast
Yes.
topic.
And
Okay.
Bridget, you really, when you get the time, I know you said after Mr. Ronnie leaves, you got a list of stuff you're gonna watch. Put that on your list, because it will. I want to hear your thoughts on after you watch it, because it's really just, I, I don't know, like the whole thing is like, are you freaking kidding me? And then there was one point where he had her send a picture with today's date and holding up a sign that they always use or whatever. So she got the real girl that she stole the picture of from the Facebook, because she knew her to do that, and she lied to her and said that it was a kid, I think, that was dying, and they really liked her and thought she was pretty and stuff, because she do that for this kid. It was their last wish, and so the girl did it. So Lene had her proof right there, even though it wasn't live. It was the picture from the date with the symbol that he told her to do. So she was very, very
Convincing.
crafty. Yeah, and her
Yeah.
little brothers and sisters, she would have them on the phone saying, "I miss Lene so much," and "Oh, and I love you, Teo," and da 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 da, and do you know he even, after Lene supposedly died, he wanted to meet the little sister. And the guy, I should have wrote his name down. I can't remember. I want to say his name was Renee or Ronaldo or something. He took her to see him. So he met him. He
As
met
himself.
him
As
as
himself.
himself
Uh huh.
and hugged him and hugged the little girl.
Mm.
Who does that? I mean, I know of one person. I know catfish happens more than we know, and I know somebody who got catfished in real life. I mean, not that that wasn't real life, but I'm not gonna say no names. But they got catfished by this girl, and they talked, I think, for like a year or whatever, and talked on the phone and sent pictures, and the picture she sent was like she was this supermodel and stuff like that, and come to find out, no, she was not. And she would lie and say, "Oh, I'm coming to see you, and I'm gonna pay for a ticket for you to come see me," and something would just always fall through. Like,
Well, right. And see, that's your red flag. When you get into the point to where every time there's an excuse, I mean, I get the first or second time, but when it's every single time there's an excuse and things aren't adding up, follow your gut instincts because I'm gonna tell you. But again, some people are just real trusting. Well, I will tell you the story. I catfished someone.
No, you
Hmm.
did not.
I
Oh,
did.
and also, I want you to tell that story, but I also want to hear how you catfish your kids too.
That's it. It was them. I catfished
Oh,
them.
girl, let's
Yeah.
hear it.
So
Okay.
what it was is when the internet was just really coming in very popular and the boys were using, y'all remember AOL, AIM? You remember?
I met my first husband on AOL. I still
Uh,
have my AOL screen name, which is
right.
Holly Hugs and Holly Mouse. Those are my two screen names on AOL.
How funny. Well, they was using that AIM, AOL, AIM Messenger, whatever. And they were always on there talking to girls. And I'd go in the room and it was three teenage boys. You know what I'm saying?
Uh,
Ranging from like 13 and I think on up to Josh was like 16, 15 or 16. And so, you know, they would all, as soon as you'd walk in, they'd quickly get out of the computer because they would know, So me being smart, I was like, oh, I know what they're doing. So I go in there and I find this profile picture of this beautiful girl, you know what I'm saying? Looking
uh,
all hot. And I got several poses of her. And so I sign on there and I had went in there and one day when they wasn't looking and I got their screen names and I added them. And so then I start talking to my stepson and I'm like, you're so cute. And he's like, oh, you're beautiful. And we go back and forth. Girl, he's talking some mad trash. Okay.
oh, I know
Now
that had to be so awkward.
I didn't go that far with him, but I was just like, oh yeah, well, thank you and all this stuff. Well, I let him do that for like a whole day, maybe
Uh,
two. I don't remember. It was a weekend. So I go in there and I sit there and I get behind him and they've minimized and they're acting like they're playing solitaire, playing games.
knowing you
I'm
know
like,
what they're doing.
what's that screen down there? And they go, what? That one right there. What is that? He'd minimized it and he brought it up and I started reading and I said, oh my goodness. Oh my goodness, Josh. Oh my good. Yeah, I can't believe you're talking like that. Now, how do you know her? I said, because I had always told my kids, you don't add anybody unless you know them personally. And he
Right.
goes, oh, I know her. We go to school together. I
Oh,
said, you
line number
do?
one.
Yeah. I said, oh, you do? He said, yeah. I said, okay. And I said, well, y'all just make sure I did with this whole lesson. Y'all just make sure that you know who you're talking to on the other end of that screen because it could be a grown 50-year-old man trying to lure you in, you
Right.
know. They're like, oh, no, no, we know her. My boys was like, yeah, we do, we do. And I'm like,
Girl, we
okay.
got your back, brother.
So anyhow, I'm sitting there and I look at Josh and I start saying things verbatim that was said. He goes, how, how did you know that? And I keep going and I finally I get to the end of it and I say, Josh, he said, yeah. And I said, cause that's me. What? What? I said, yeah, that girl you've been talking to is me. And everybody was mortified. No way, no way. And all the boys was like,
Oh,
and
God.
the boys started laughing and Josh was upset and da 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 da. And I said, but my point is, here I am, 40-year-old woman on the other end of the screen, and you think that I'm a 16-year-old girl.
Yep.
And I fooled you to believe that I was a 16-year-old girl. So a man could do that. Honey, after that, they was extremely careful who they talked to.
And you gotta be because it's not so much that you can just get fooled. It's super, super dangerous. I mean, we have
Dangerous.
seen plenty of datelines in 2020s, and I know we talk about this a lot on our podcast. I'm always bringing that up, but I've watched so many of these young kids getting catfished, and on the other
Mm-hmm.
end, it's a
Mm-hmm.
60, 50, 40-year-old man talking to a teenager.
Yeah. Well,
And
and not only that like I told you about that cheerleading story. Like
yeah,
you can catfish somebody to really bully them,
yeah,
not
you
just for
can.
the dating purpose, but to bully them. So it's always very important to know who's on the other end of that screen. And if you talk to somebody, I mean, it ain't nothing wrong with meeting people online. We do it every day.
Right.
But you talk to them for a week or two and they're not willing to FaceTime, reveal themselves, give you a phone number that you can call, do something to show you that they are who they are. then it's time to cut ties. Don't get so deep into it. Don't be so trusting.
Exactly. And parents, if there's any piece of advice I can give you, kids now get cell phones at such a young age. They're on social
Mm.
media at 7, 8, 9, 10, and up. Like, go old school. Like, don't let your kid get an iPhone or a cell phone just because they're crying about it and they want to be like the other kids. But if you do give them a cell phone, monitor them. Don't just freely give it to them. Check their phone, put passwords on it, restrictions on it so they're not on. To me, Snapchat is one of the worst things that a young
Mhm.
child can have because
Mhm.
you can take a picture of whatever and it goes away.
Yeah.
And there's no
Well,
leading trail. It's
now see,
dangerous.
I got my kids a cell phone early, and Gage, he's 7, he has one. My other grandson's 12. I don't mind younger kids having cell phones because if they ever get in a situation, whether it be school, I mean, they could be riding the bus home and the bus get hijacked. You know what I'm saying? I would love for
Right.
them to have a phone. But just like you said, there's ways to monitor who can get to them,
Yeah.
but you need to be vigilant. You need to be vigilant knowing what's on that phone. There's
Mm-hmm.
also key trackers and keystrokers, you know what I'm saying, to where you can literally have spy software on that phone and watch everything your child does. That's what you need to do rather than, I would guess, just say no. But the thing is, there's a lot. I mean, there's a whole show about catfishing. Have you ever seen Catfish, the show?
I've heard of it, but I had never watched it.
Oh my God, girl. You need to watch that.
What's that on?
Um, well, it was on MTV. It was Neve and I can't think of his other name, but it was two guys that was did it, and man, it would be like you said, it'd be a year's worth of dating, and finally, it's like I really want to know who this person is, and something don't seem right, and they end up investigating and find out who it is, and then they take the people to meet them. And now there was one situation where somebody killed somebody on that show.
Oh wait, yeah, I did watch that.
Yeah,
Okay, I know exactly what you're talking about. You talking about it refreshed my memory. I was like, yes, yes, because I think one of the things that they done was a young girl, but she wasn't young. She looked really, really young, so they were able to use her on that episode. And she ended up being, I think she ended up being a detective or something like that.
hmm,
And she was catfishing this old man who was going after young girls. I
hmm,
think she portrayed that she was like 16 or 15 or something, but she was like 20 something years old. I know exactly what you're talking about. That
hmm.
was a good show. I don't think it comes out anymore, does it?
I think so, but I think Neve is now doing, or one of them is doing it with a girl now. They
Oh,
used to
okay.
be the two guys was catching people.
Uh-huh.
But I mean, that tells you it's a thing if they got a TV show about it. You know what I'm saying?
Exactly.
It happens more than you think. It happens a whole lot more than you think. I don't think, now, do you think that meeting people on the internet's a bad thing?
I mean, I'm gonna be honest. I got I got lucky, and even Tammy say that she got lucky. We both got lucky because my first husband, he was normal. Second husband, Jason, he's normal. Her two were normal, and till now, because of how bad and cruel the world is, it's more scary. I don't think I could do it now. I would be way too scared. So I I would say no because of just how bad everything is. Like,
Yeah.
and even like meeting like friends, it can still be a little scary because we've seen plenty of stories where, this girl and her two best friends, they were all three best friends, they killed her and left her in the woods to die. But luckily she didn't die, so I wouldn't do it nowadays, this age, no. Would you?
Yeah. Yeah. No, I would, but I would be very cautious about who I'm talking to. I mean, I would do my
I'd
research
be
and
too
stuff.
scared. I would be.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't know. I guess unless I was in that actual position right now, I'm saying no right now. But just I'm telling you, the 48-hour mysteries and Datelines and 2020s, they mess with you,
It
girl.
does. It
They
does.
do. They really do.
Yeah. With that, like you said, but now Brittany, she met her boyfriend Kyle on the internet. Um, so you can meet good people.
You
I
can.
still think the majority of people are good. I do. And sometimes people start out catfishing really innocently. Like they want to talk to you, and then the lie gets away from them. You know what I'm
Yeah, they're
saying?
afraid because they're not confident, and there's a flaw about them that they're scared that they're gonna
Right.
notice and stuff like that. So
But
I
just the
think that's
betrayal
fair.
you feel when you're sitting there and you're talking to somebody for a year, and all of a
Oh,
sudden you just find out they're not who they say they
could
are.
you imagine the hurt and then the fact that you cared for that person? You want that person to be real, and they're not.
And during that time, some of these people share very intimate stories and details,
Yes.
like tell parts of their life that they wouldn't share with nobody.
Nope. Nope. You were exactly right on that. Like it's just sad all the way around. It's dangerous. It's hurtful. It's vindictive. It it's trickery. Like it's cruel that people actually do that. Like it's sad. Y'all let us know in the comments. Have y'all ever been catfished? Have you ever catfished anybody? What's your take on it? And have you seen the Manti Louis Teo documentary, or do you even know about it? Let us know what you think about it and everything.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah, so well, y'all, on that note, we're gonna let y'all know we got 3 series we're still trying to get off the ground. Settle the argument, ask Bridget and Holly. Settle the argument, ask Bridget and Holly, and advice column.
Confessions.
Confessions. Confessions. As much as we say I should know this shit by heart. But y'all, again, we're trying to get people lined up. Email us if you want to send us something on either 3 topics. We're trying to get it to go, get a new series started with all 3 of them. If not, we'll move on to something else. But on that note, y'all have a good night. We love you guys.
Bye.